Welcome to Grand Prix, your go-to channel for the fastest updates in Formula One. We've got 3 hot stories for you, so make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell to stay ahead of the pack. Let's get started. Who will drive for Red Bull next season? That remains one of the biggest questions heading into the final stretch of the year. While Max Verstappen's place in the team is unquestioned, the same cannot be said for his current teammate Yuki Tsunoda. After being promoted to the senior team at the Japanese Grand Prix earlier this year, Tsunoda has been given a strict deadline to prove he deserves to stay alongside the reigning world champion. According to reports, Red Bull's leadership has set the Mexican Grand Prix as the cutoff point for Tsunoda to deliver consistent results. By then, the team expects to have a clearer picture of his long-term potential. The message is straightforward. Tsunoda must significantly close the gap to Verstappen and demonstrate consistency if he wants to secure his place for next season. So far, Tsunoda's numbers have not been convincing. Since joining Red Bull, he has scored just 7 points and currently sits 18th in the Drivers' Championship. His performances have been underwhelming, drawing skepticism from within the team and recalling the struggles of other drivers who have failed to adapt quickly after being given a chance in the second Red Bull seat. Team principal Laurent Mekies has publicly defended Tsunoda, arguing that the Japanese driver has shown signs of progress and should be given more time to adapt. Mekies believes the step up from the junior team to Red Bull is one of the toughest transitions in Formula One and that patience is essential for a fair evaluation. But within the organization, not everyone shares that view. Red Bull advisor Helmut Marko has taken a harder stance, emphasizing that the team cannot afford extended patience if the results are not forthcoming. Marko was also quick to dismiss rumors linking the team with drivers outside of the Red Bull Academy, such as 4-time IndyCar champion Alex Palou, reaffirming that the team remains committed to promoting from within its own pool of talent. This stance places additional pressure on Tsunoda, who has around 6 races to change the narrative. If he cannot meet the expectations set by Red Bull's management, the team is prepared to promote another young driver from its academy. Among the names mentioned is American prospect Zach O'Sullivan, who has been making waves in the junior categories and is viewed by some as a potential candidate for the seat. For Red Bull, the second driver's role remains one of the most difficult positions on the grid. Since Daniel Ricciardo's departure, no teammate has managed to consistently challenge Verstappen or deliver points at the same level, creating a revolving door of drivers struggling to adapt to the high-pressure environment. Tsunoda now finds himself in the same situation, tasked with proving he can succeed where others have failed. The decision will likely shape not only Red Bull's future, but also the trajectory of Tsunoda's career. If he secures the seat, it could cement his place in Formula One for the long term. If not, he risks becoming the latest in a line of drivers moved aside after failing to meet the team's demanding standards. With 6 races to go before the deadline, the spotlight will be firmly on Tsunoda. Every qualifying session, every strategy call, and every race finish will be scrutinized as Red Bull evaluates whether he can grow into the role. For the Japanese driver, the challenge is as much mental as it is technical, showing that he can handle the pressure of one of Formula One's most demanding teams. One of the standout performers of this Formula One season has been French rookie Isac Hajar of Racing Bulls, who recently secured his first career podium at the Dutch Grand Prix. The result was a breakthrough moment, not only boosting his confidence, but also sparking renewed speculation about whether he could soon be promoted to the senior Red Bull team alongside Max Verstappen. Hajar addressed the subject this week, making it clear that while the idea of driving for Red Bull excites him, he does not see himself moving up as early as 2025. "I don't want to be in Red Bull next year," he said candidly, emphasizing that the timing is not right. For 2026, however, Hajar admitted that the situation could be very different. His reasoning is tied to the major regulation changes coming in 2026, which will mark a fresh start for all teams on the grid. With completely new cars being introduced, Hajar believes that the competitive environment will be reset, and drivers will face similar adaptation challenges regardless of experience. It will be a new beginning for everyone, he explained, adding that he expects Red Bull to focus more on development and direction during that period rather than making direct driver comparisons. Earlier in the season, Hajar had downplayed the prospect of joining Red Bull, admitting that he did not yet feel ready for the challenge of being Verstappen's teammate. But his rapid progress, highlighted by his podium finish in Zandvoort, has elevated his profile within the Red Bull driver program and among fans. His performance has also drawn attention because it often surpasses that of Yuki Tsunoda, who currently occupies the second Red Bull seat, but has struggled to make an impression since his promotion. For now, Hajar insists that he is not rushing the process. He acknowledged that he has not had formal conversations with Helmut Marko or Laurent Mekies about a move to Red Bull, but he admitted that he is already thinking about his future and how best to position himself for 2026. The focus is on consistency, he said, noting that the 9 races remaining this season are an opportunity to prove his reliability and confirm his progress as a driver. At the moment, Hajar has scored 37 points, placing him 10th in the Drivers' Championship. For a rookie, those numbers are highly impressive, especially when compared to more experienced teammates and rivals. His ability to consistently deliver results has marked him as one of the brightest young talents on the grid and a serious contender for a senior Red Bull seat in the near future. Still, Hajar recognizes the challenges that come with such a promotion. Red Bull's second seat has long been one of the most scrutinized and unforgiving roles in Formula One, with several talented drivers failing to meet the expectations that come with racing alongside Verstappen. By signaling that he is not eager to rush into that environment, Hajar shows a maturity beyond his years, focusing on building his foundation at Racing Bulls before taking the next step. For Red Bull, the decision will be complex. With Tsunoda under pressure to prove he deserves to stay and Hajar quickly emerging as a viable alternative, the team must weigh its long-term strategy carefully. If Hajar continues his upward trajectory, the temptation to promote him may become difficult to resist, especially as Red Bull looks ahead to the new era of regulations in 2026. As things stand, Hajar remains grounded, determined to let his results speak for themselves. "I'm not in a hurry," he concluded, underlining his intention to stay focused on the present while keeping an eye on the opportunities that lie ahead. According to reports from the German press, Max Verstappen is set to make his official debut in competitive racing outside of Formula One in the coming weeks. The Red Bull star, widely regarded as the most dominant driver of the current era, will line up at the legendary Nürburgring circuit, a track with which he already has a curious history. Earlier this year, Verstappen secretly tested a Ferrari GT3 car at the Nürburgring under the pseudonym Franz Hermann. That test attracted significant attention after rumors surfaced that he had unofficially broken a lap record during the session. While the claims were never officially verified, the use of the alias and the performance itself added to the mystique. Now, Verstappen is preparing to return to the circuit, but this time, he will compete under his own name. Before making his debut in the Nürburgring Langstreckenserie, NLS, Verstappen must complete a mandatory theoretical test scheduled for September 13th. The test is required because, despite his world-class experience in Formula One, he is classified as a rookie in official Nürburgring competition. If he passes, he will be cleared to compete in the 9th round of the NLS Championship on September 27th, driving a Ferrari GT3 entered by his own team, Verstappen.com Racing. The timing of this debut is notable, as it falls shortly after the Azerbaijan Grand Prix, which takes place from September 19th to 21st. This means Verstappen will have very limited time to transition from Formula One to GT3 racing, underlining the challenge of managing both commitments at the highest level. Still, the Dutchman has never hidden his interest in endurance racing, and this opportunity may serve as a first step toward exploring that passion in an official capacity. For years, Verstappen has hinted at a possible future in categories beyond Formula One, particularly endurance racing. He has often spoken of his admiration for the 24 Hours of Le Mans and other long-distance events. His participation in the NLS could therefore be interpreted as more than just an isolated appearance. It may represent the beginning of his gradual preparation for life after Formula One. The Nürburgring is an especially fitting place for such a debut. Known as one of the most challenging circuits in the world, the Green Hell demands absolute focus, precision, and endurance from drivers. For Verstappen, it offers a unique test of his adaptability and skill in a racing discipline vastly different from the sprint-style intensity of Formula One. Whether this marks the start of a parallel racing career or simply a one-off challenge remains to be seen. What is certain, however, is that Verstappen's involvement will draw significant attention to the NLS round, adding an extra layer of intrigue to the event. Fans and competitors alike will be eager to see how the three-time world champion performs in GT3 machinery against seasoned specialists. For now, Verstappen remains fully committed to Red Bull and Formula One, where he continues to fight for championships. But the Nürburgring appearance provides a glimpse of what the future may hold, a future where the Dutchman extends his career beyond F1 and into the demanding world of endurance racing.